All right. How's it going? This camera is looking directly in a mirror at the moment. I wanted to have this a raw, intimate video. I tried a few different styles of video at first, but this one feels, I guess, more right to me. Like I said, my name is Nikki Stokes. Let me start with value number one, though. And maybe I might elaborate on the rest, maybe not. But the first one's super important to me. I'm not religious. No, I'm not a religious person. I don't belong to a denomination, okay? When I actually started my walk with God, I was in my room. God revealed himself to me. It wasn't something taught to me or that I looked up online or any of that, okay? It was something where he revealed himself and spoke to me. And I had walked away from all that. I grew up going to the church, right? But I don't know, things didn't sit right with me and I started to fall away. So what happened was a lot had happened, COVID hit. And I'm living by myself at the time, basically. I had a lot of free time, I would say. And I decided, you know what? I was ignoring God all this time. Let me just go on a fast. Because I kept coming across fasting. And I'm like, I guess I'll do a spiritual fast, okay? So I went ahead and I did one. And I gave God like 4 different things. I was like, here you go. If you're there, I just want to hear your voice. For real. If anything, I want to know you're there. I want to hear your voice. I don't get it when people say they hear your voice like it's a beam of light and you appear. And I just didn't know what it meant. Not that I really thought it was that, but you just don't know because people don't explain it to you. Right? It's kind of this taboo thing almost that people don't talk about. People in church make it more religious than it is spiritual, but it's spiritual. How come something's called the Holy Spirit and that's a part of following the Lord? But at the same time, you want to not even talk about the Spirit and that it's spiritual? That don't make sense to me. So when I was in my room, I was like, okay, here you go. I'm a fast. Reveal yourself to me. So I said, I want to do a fast long enough until I hear your voice. I was stuck on it. I was stubborn on it, okay? So I just had read the Bible. I would listen to Jesus music. I like to do a little hip hop. So I'm like, no, I don't know if I can listen to that because I don't know if he'll talk to me if I'm doing certain things. So at the time I was like, I'm going to cut out everything. Music, different even just regular YouTube videos or whatever. I don't really watch TV anyway. But just certain things, I cut out all of it and I just focused on, okay, God, if you're there, just show me. Because I was really thinking, okay, God, here, if you're really there, this is what I'm doing. Because if I want to follow you, I'm going to get cuffed. I'm going to be in a jail. That's what it's going to feel like. I can't do what I want to do. But listen, when I did end up fasting, it was kind of like a trial run. Show me what this really is, if this really is freedom. Because it don't sound like that. It sounds like a bunch of lies. But when I felt that and thought that, it's because I was looking back on the religion I was taught, not on the relationship that it really is. So God revealed the reality of life. He revealed that through the fast I did. And the last day of the fast, I'll tell you this. It was before I was going to my job at the time doing construction. I woke up before my alarm. There was a thunderstorm going on, and when I tell you it sounded like a bomb went off, that thing woke me up. And at the time when I was fasting, I didn't read the Bible before I was fasting. But when I was fasting, I started to read the Bible because I'm like, oh, it says how he talks through and stuff, right? I remember a verse and it said something about he directs the thunderbolts. And I'm like, if there's a thunderstorm right now, you are right there. And I was honestly low-key frustrated because I'm like, God, you see me here, don't you? Do you even see me? I'm fasting for you right now and I haven't even heard your voice. And it says that you're right there directing the thunderbolts. And right after I was talking to God and I was like, do you see me? Right? Verses. And I'm not tripping. I don't have the best memory, right? I'm going to speak it into existence. I do, and it's getting better. But I wouldn't claim necessarily that I have the best memory. But when I tell you all these verses were coming to my mind that I had read over the fast, that puzzle piece together perfectly, random verses, to display a message to me that literally gave me insight. I was honestly tripping. I was like, low key, what is going on? I'm just sitting in my room and I'm like, whoa. So I woke up, did my thing, ended up still fasting that way, food wise, because I had to call my homeboy. Well, he ended up being like a brother to me. I love him. But anyway, I called him up. I said, yo, listen, this is what happened. I don't know what to explain this other than this has to be God's voice, because I did not know what that meant. It was a voice in my head that was separate from the influence of my own thoughts, right? It was separate. It was like a voice that was speaking that was not my own mind though. But it was like downloaded into my mind. And so he said, Nikki, yeah, that's God's voice. And I'm like, what? Later on, I realized, see, I wasn't living life perfect right as soon as that. I was still doing things that weren't the best habits. But those things fell off of me. I began to not desire those things because I truly did find freedom in striving towards that voice I heard. So it's relationship. He wants us to talk to him. And because I made the time to talk to him, even though I didn't even know who I was talking to, he wants us to spend time with him. Even though I didn't know I was really spending time with him, he saw me try to befriend him. So he sent me a message back. He accepted my friend request. See, people think it's religion, but I didn't even go to church to find God. I found God because I found myself. I realized the Spirit's within. And when you have the Spirit within you, when you accept the Lord into you, into your heart, his voice speaks to you. You're able to see it. Others can see and hear him as well, but I didn't realize that was accessible to me. I didn't even know that was really a thing until then. And so that's why I follow the Lord, because it's relationship. And he talks to me and he shows that he cares about me more than the people around me. And that's why I stick with it. I want to stay the Lord's friend. I want to stay the Lord's daughter, right? I want to stay in that relationship that I found because he's more loyal to me than the people around, right? So my whole life has changed because of it. And I have a sense of peace within myself ever since I decided to go that route. And I will never regret that. So I guess that's a little about me. This might be a little long, but if you stayed, you stayed. If you didn't, you didn't. But I appreciate everyone who's taken the time to just listen. And I hope you've got some value out of whatever I may have said. So yeah. All right. Much love.